Welcome back to Greeley High School for an unusual game in an unusual year. Varsity game was just played. Greeley Rangers defeated the Cape Capers 47-27 on senior night. 10 players scored for Greeley. And in the opposite normal order, the JV game is following here at 7 o'clock. Why not mix things up and have it be strange in this COVID year? Really nice senior night for the varsity team. All the senior parents were able to get into the gym. Really nice comments by Coach Flaherty, and the non-seniors had a lot of nice things to say about the Greeley girls. So really nice night. 7 seniors, many coached by John Eisenhardt and Sue Obar from the time they were in 4th grade. A few of them stopped playing and decided to play again here at the end of their senior year. And now it's time for the JV team. Lots of freshmen, sophomores, and a few upperclassmen. Looks like Greeley wins the coin toss. So Greeley takes the ball out of bounds. Kaylee Crocker. Nice putback by Zeta Smith. Cape Elizabeth misses. Ball comes back to Greeley. Sorry, I'm struggling here. I'm not finding my Greeley roster, but I know that's Lauren Hester. This is the drive, and Cape Elizabeth secures the ball. Long shot is off and out of bounds off Greeley. Cape Elizabeth takes it out of bounds. Looks like Laura Ryer will take it out. She's got a sister. I'm not sure if they're twins or sisters. Ball comes in to number 13, Cora Johnson, and she knocks it in. And the game is 2-2. Here comes Kylie Crocker into Hester. Smith misses the shot. Cape Elizabeth shot is up and in. JV and varsity. No, it's ours I'm looking for.
Oh, ours?
Yeah. Sorry, everybody at home. I'm struggling for a roster. Sue Whittem-Obar is on the job. Floats it down to me, and now I'll be able to identify a few more people. My wingman's gone.
Oh, to the bathroom. Oh.
That might be strike 2 from Lindsay. You telling the crowd that Dad's in the bathroom. Missed shot. And here comes Cape Elizabeth. That was Zeta Smith. Cape Elizabeth has the ball. 5:23 left. 4-2. Cape Elizabeth leads. And it looks like Cape Elizabeth coach Anderson York calls a timeout. My wingman arrives back on the scene.
Yeah.
And it's a timeout for the Greeley Rangers, leading 4-2.
My wife did report I was in the bathroom, I think.
Yes, everybody on YouTube is now intimately familiar with your recent whereabouts. Well, as we get older, a lot of people do talk about
You frequent it more often.
frequency of bathroom usage.
Find myself a week at 3 o'clock in the morning most nights drive.
Good that we're getting to know each other so well, John. I'm sure people at home are even more thrilled.
Up at 3 o'clock, give me a shout.
Most days you'll catch me up then.
So I'm not up for long, but
Moving right along to the basketball game at hand. 4-2 Cape Elizabeth.
actually
Beth Carlton calls a timeout. On her feet. She's got to be 6'1" with those boots on, Coach.
she was a basketball player, I believe, at UNE.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she was, I know it was Mid-Coast. I believe Morse. I know it wasn't Brunswick. I'm pretty sure it was Morse, and then she went to, then she had a really good career at UNE. I never saw her play, but I remember seeing the box scores and reading about the Suggs kid, and that Suggs kid is now the JV coach, Beth Carlton.
We talk about
Married to Brian Carlton, and they are about to start a family.
outstanding.
So more personal information. I believe June is the due date.
Wow, that's well. Congratulations.
Yeah, exciting stuff. I would buy a few shares in that kid to be a good basketball player.
And 18 years from now, she'll be choked up at some senior night.
Yes.
Like we were here a little while ago.
Hopefully she's blessed with that experience as well.
Yep.
I suspect she will. Nice job by Kylie Crocker. And a little overzealous and picks up the foul. That was on Kylie Crocker. I may have said Kaylee, forgive me. Coach Flaherty delivering some waters to keep us hydrated. Knowing the age of the announcing crew.
I'll be in the bathroom in another hour here, Brian.
You missed some. Maybe we'll bring Coach Flaherty over at halftime for a little bit.
Yeah, that'd be great if you will interview at
Halftime interview, Coach?
Halftime interview?
Yeah, halftime. Cape Elizabeth kicks the ball around, back to the game, and Greeley gets called for a foul. That's on Lauren Herder. I'm sorry, Lauren Hester.
And Brian, this is Juliet Moore at the guard, a sophomore at the line here, sophomore guard.
Yeah, I really like Hester. She is prone to picking up fouls here and there because she's so aggressive, but she's long and athletic and uses her left nicely. I think that's a player I think Coach Flaherty will be using in the future. Maybe in the near future, like next year with 7 seniors graduating. Oh, there are 4 or 5 other kids on varsity.
Yeah.
So a lot of these players will move up.
We're looking at here, several players here that need to step up and play for Coach Flaherty next year.
Yeah, might be a bit of a rebuild, but sometimes these teams just rebuild and reload. That foul's on Asia Kelman. I'm sorry, no, it was on Cape Elizabeth. Comes Addison to Hester, off to Forelli. It's long, tracked down, but turned over. Here comes Cape Elizabeth. 6-2 Cape.
3:40 left in the first. Really foul on Emily Forelli. Her first. Major's third team foul. This is Grace
working hard on the out of bounds. Nice
beautiful pass underneath.
Really nice setup.
That basket
By Cora Johnson.
Basket scored by Ashley Ryer.
Okay. I'm not sure if are they twins? Ryer sisters? Yeah, looks like they're both sophomores.
Yeah. Well, maybe
Am I right?
maybe a sophomore and a senior, Brian.
You're right. I can't imagine at my age, Usually I see extremely well.
I brought my spectacles tonight so I could see.
Sophomore year were 3 of the best years of my life.
Wait, 2-4.
We got a foul on Hester.
White, 2-4. Have a sub.
And here comes Amina Suleiman. Hester takes a break.
Ryer on the inbound for Kate. Gets it to Juliet Moore. The shot.
Offensive rebound by Cape. A little handoff, and there's another basket. It's 10-2 Cape. Opposite of the start earlier, John.
Yeah.
When the Greeley Rangers got off to a great start. And the
Yes,
Cape
they did.
JVs are getting off to a better start today.
Kate basket was scored by Ashley Ryer.
Nice
Ooh,
cut.
jumper in the lane.
Nice backdoor cut by Addison Babcock.
Great shot by Babcock in the lane there. Nice jumper. This is one of the Ryer sisters here. Sliding in the lane. Leaves it underneath. Nice bounce pass. Elbow jumper. It's a little bit off. Tracked down by Ryer.
The ball screen and refuses the screen. Nice job by,
That was Laura Ryer.
can I just say Ryer?
Yeah, you can say Ryer. Sister Ashley, number 3.
And Ryer had a screen on her right side and refused the screen, which is kind of smart sometimes because the defense sees a screen coming, they start fighting through it, and she did a nice job of just refusing it and taking the easy path.
Sometimes those get overplayed a little bit, you're right, and then you can go back the opposite way.
I think she's a lefty too, so that would explain.
Yeah, her desire to go to the left
Yeah.
side.
Boy, a lot of lefties in the gym tonight.
Yes.
4 Greeley Ranger varsity players are left-handed.
Shot by number 5, Grace Callahan. The rebound.
Nice steal.
The Rangers come up with it.
Haley Stewart picks it up. And the ball's out of bounds off Cape. Greeley will retain possession.
Comes Noelle Anton into the game. Haley Stewart. I know a couple of these girls because they're on the softball team. Emily Forelli and Haley Stewart.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah. Well in the game. Our sister CL played an outstanding game as Haley Stewart.
Oh, nice job, Haley Stewart. Rob Hale, the softball coach.
Yes, Rob Hale is the softball coach and the swimming coach. He's very, very successful.
Oh, they got
He's
a
successful at both. Yeah.
lot of state championships in swimming, especially.
Two
He's been here a long time.
He's been here a long time. Does a great job with the feeder system. And the kids absolutely love him. He's like the Pied Piper.
Yeah, he's been around a long time. Wasn't he in the class of 1934 with you?
Yes. I graduated from Deering in 33. Rob was up here. Rob's dad, actually, I went to Deering High School, and Rob's dad was the principal of Greeley High School. Spent a lot of time in his office.
11-6. Good job of putting things back together after your time in the juvenile facility. Well, here you are today with
really tried.
Two dads broadcasting. Who would have guessed?
A beautiful work release program to have there.
Really takes the ball out of bounds, 11-6. We'll try to limit our running commentary on life and try to focus a little more on the game. Kylie Crawford gets bumped out of bounds.
Yeah, she was bounced, took a tumble there. Foul
Looked like a
on
little bit
Ryder.
like a roller derby.
Yeah, she bounced right back up though.
Never really understood what roller derby. They go around in circles and hit each other. How do you actually get points? Is it a race to the
You gotta
finish?
knock someone clear out of the.
Knock a tooth out to get bonus points?
It was very popular though when we were kids. Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Nice little crossover dribble and
Nice shot.
score there. Scored by number 24, Emma Phillips Villa.
13-6, 15 seconds left. 5 seconds left. It's up by Stewart. No. Cape gets the rebound. 1 second now.
13-6, Brian. The Capers are up. Yeah, like you said, a bit of a flip-flop from the varsity game. But Rangers started to get things going a little bit more here later in the second quarter.
I suppose, I suspect Coach Carlton will get them going. John, did you ever do any rollerblading?
I was a roller skater, not a roller blader.
Custom roller skates over at Happy Wheels?
I spent many a Friday night trying to find someone to skate with me.
Large comb in the back pocket.
Yes, sir.
Lime green.
Yes, lime green cone and a pair of skinny jeans.
Did you have the long mullet at the time?
Plaid top. Actually, weak ankles. I had to watch from the sidelines. As many of my friends dated the girls that I was looking to. The day, you know, you had
music over there. They have some good tunes. Silver ball. What do you call it?
It's disco ball. Disco ball. But that's where I fell in love with popcorn. Popcorn there.
Not Olivia Newton-John, but popcorn.
Popcorn. It actually wasn't too far from where I grew up.
I think not.
Just recently closed too.
Yes. Kind of a sad thing.
Yep. Bill's Pizza in downtown Portland also closed.
They did?
Yeah.
I used to frequent there.
Yes, sir.
It was occasionally open late at night.
Yes. A few visits early morning, Sunday morning.
Nice pass from Crocker and gets fouled. And that is Asia Kelman. Foul is on 24. Yeah, 24 for Cape Elizabeth. Emma Phillips Vita. First one is a little short.
Kelman is a freshman.
A lot of freshmen on the roster, which bodes well. Second one is up and in.
13-7 now. 7:35. The second.
Mr. Eisenhart just reversed the rosters in a cruel prank on me, especially after the sun's gone down.
Mr. Eisenhart misplaced his blue roster, so he's much like math class, looking at Brian's paper.
Cape Elizabeth up 13-7, 7:20 left. Let's see what we got for an out-of-bounds play. Not back to the inbounder, miraculously.
A nice feed inside.
Overran that one a little bit, but she comes up with it. Long pass to Hester. Nice save.
I hope she's okay. She hit that ball hard.
Right ball. Good hustle.
Great hustle by number 24, Lauren.
Yeah, and she turned the Jets on there too.
Really did, and thankfully she's okay. Coach Flaherty jumped right out of his seat to see if she was all right.
Kind of reminded me a little Crazy Legs Merrill back in the day. Dover Foxcroft Ponies. Nice out of bounds play. And it is
basket scored by number 25, Zeta Smith, the freshman.
Carlton drew up a nice out of bounds play there.
And it's 13-9. Rangers on a little bit of a run here. Kylie Crocker with some good hands.
Here comes Dave Shapiro and there he is.
You can say you like that position last minute last game. See if we can edit it.
Shapiro kind of pushing me in front of the bus with my wife on a couple comments I made at the end of the last game. I have to file that away to know who my friend is and who isn't. We've always gotten along just great.
So just now.
I feel a little pushed in front of the bus.
Fouls on Juliette Moore for Cape. Now Rangers back with the ball.
Well, the good news is we know somebody was listening to that
I
broadcast.
know. At least he was the producer of the broadcast.
Yeah, that's true.
Riley Crockett with a save. Oh, but Kate
They
Elizabeth
just
comes
missed
up
it.
with
Nice little move to the left and ended up finishing with her right hand. Didn't get it to drop, but I like that one. Really in a man-to-man still, which is what you're generally going to see from Beth Carlton.
There's Ryer in the lane. Oh, no. Picks up by Hellman.
Dragged her foot. Nice idea, but dragged her foot.
Yeah. Trying to push the ball.
Carlton doesn't believe that zone defense should be played in America at all.
Well, you know,
It's a European thing.
and if you play it the right way in that
Oh, it's
shell
effective.
format, it is effective, but you have to always see the ball. Start layups.
I would argue it doesn't make a lot of sense at the JV level or below because there's all about development. Kids are learning how to play. And
Right.
If you're playing JV basketball, you have things to work on. It's tough to work on defense when you're standing in a zone
in a
like a stick up
particular
at the 7-Eleven.
Right,
Five people
absolutely.
standing with their hands straight up in the air.
Yep.
But it is difficult to play against, and it's probably going to give you an advantage.
It is, because it stops, especially at this level, it stops layups
Yes.
where the shooting isn't what it is at the varsity level. But you're right, this is about development at this level, and you have to know how to play man-to-man defense if you're going to play varsity basketball.
Yes.
So.
There are a few programs that play 2-3 zone right from the time the kids are little all the way up, particularly in the southern part of the state. I guess if you're never going to play man defense in high school, they don't care that much.
That's a good point. I imagine a lot in the AAU game, it's mostly all man-to-man.
Much more man to man.
Yeah.
There are a few. There's some zone, but a lot of man.
Yeah.
And then some of that is that AAU tournaments. A lot of times coaches they want to see kids play defense.
Right.
Not stand like the Statue of Liberty and. Kate Elizabeth threw his ball out of bounds, almost saved by Ryer 3.
Yeah. Ashley Ryer.
That's Ashley.
There's Aisha Kelman. The ball. Point guard. Gets it to Pirelli. Usually another softball player, right? She's a basketball player right now. She's going to be talking about softball.
No cleats on right now.
No cleats on right now. Woody Butler, the 10.
Dr. Ferrari right on cue.
Jumper.
And there's a jailbreak. Trapped down nicely. Nicely by Asia Kelman.
Hopefully they get together on this one. I thought she definitely tipped the ball. I don't think she had possession there, but Ryan helped me with the rules there.
I didn't see it.
I thought she tipped the ball, but then she gained possession. They're saying it was.
I think everything has to
backcourt.
come over for anything to go back for it to be
Yeah, I
backcourt.
didn't
But
think
I
she
know the
had
rules
pos-
changed a little over the years.
Yeah. I don't think she had possession, but 4:25 left in the first half. 13-9.
I think Carlton just put that referee on notice.
I think she did.
Just with
she
a, just with her eyes.
with she's got that mom thing down right now.
She's got the mom thing down. She's ready to do battle if necessary, and
And just with
she could freeze ice if she needed to.
with the mask on, she's able to. You're able to focus directly in on the eyes. So
Fortunately,
she
she's
gives it
good
that
natured.
glare.
Yeah, good sport, good natured, and you don't see that side of her much. But back in the day when she was competing at UNE, one-man wrecking ball from what I hear.
We were talking about the box scores earlier. I was a little kid, I loved reading the box scores. If it was basketball, if it was baseball, even like we used to have the football rushing and passing. And
That's where the nickname Stats Eisenhower came
I
up.
love that stuff.
Baseball people are statistical
It's a
too,
big,
generally,
it's a
right?
big,
Stats are
it's
a big part of it.
yeah, absolutely.
Tendencies. I watched the movie Moneyball. I thought that was
my
terrific. Not
That was,
being a huge baseball guy, but I just thought it was fascinating. Kate just got the ball. Oh boy, that looked like a Terry Tate office linebacker screen.
A little bit of a
Number
clothesline there.
4. Juliet Moore got her money's worth for that one. I think Coach told her to set a screen, and she did.
She certainly did. That will leave a mark. So one of the things, Brian, that is under talked about, I guess, is that the referees that are new typically do the JV
Yes,
games, right? So there's a learning process for them,
Yeah.
and then once they're comfortable doing JV games, they get promoted to the varsity.
I think
games.
that's right. It's almost like a trucker or a pilot who has to get a certain number of hours
Yep.
under their belt on a smaller plane before they get a big one. Nice steal by 4. Takes the circuitous route.
Yeah, good job by Suleiman stopping the layup, hustling back, showing some good speed there.
And interestingly, Juliet Miller had a pretty open left-hand layup, but decided she
Decided to
liked
go
the
the right
weather
side.
over on the
Yeah,
right side a little
yeah.
better.
We were talking about before, one of the first things you do with the kids, you teach them to dribble, and then you start working on that left-handed layup, right?
Yes.
And or just layups in general, right? When they're developing, when they're really young.
There are some that get the basketball and they start chucking the ball from half court no matter what you try to do.
Catch and shoot.
I saw this on TV. Why would I dribble?
Yeah.
Steph Curry makes a lot of money shooting from up there.
Does. He certainly does.
Shot
That
is
pass coach that you like to see up the court without the dribble.
shot by Paradis. Paradis was missed, but a nice effort. And it's 14-9. Really is certainly in this one. Points have been at a premium. Actually, a football score.
14-9.
14-9 is a legitimate football score.
Yes, it
2
is.
touchdowns and 3 field goals.
Yes. It's inside, a good look. Corner.
It was 4-2 early, and I was thinking that was an unlikely football score, but actually could be.
It could be.
Wonder if the history of football
Ever been 4-2? That
ever
would be.
been the beat. That
Requires three safeties.
3 safeties only. Nice inside out by Esther.
Oh, Billy Stewart saves it. Nice job. And look,
That was a little tight walking by Haley Stewart.
Just out of the outstretched arms of Noel Anton. That's inside.
Nice rebound.
Is a rider to rider. Rider to rider.
Yeah, do we know other sports Hester plays?
I don't know, but
She looks like a volleyball player.
yeah. Great length. And
Right on cue.
Whoa, on cue.
I think she heard us talking about her.
This is a man that's watched a lot of
Gained a
basketball
little
games,
confidence.
and he had a sense about that. Great shot. And number 24. Good defense by Crocker there, cutting off the layup.
And we have a jump ball. Getting back to our prior topic, I would give you a Ulysses Grant if you give me a photo of you with the mullet back in the Deering High School days.
I don't know if I ever had the mullet, but I can show you a picture of a band that I sang in called Johnny and the Hurricanes. And you'd get quite a kick out of that.
Outstanding. I do want to see that photo. What type of music did you play?
He played, the 80s topical music, Billy Joel and
Billy Joel.
Billy Idol, yeah, a little ZZ Top. We thought we were something.
That's fun.
No one else
You're a renaissance man.
Oh,
Sports, music, really turns it over. But they've cut the lead to 14-12. Kid Lucas got the ball.
Juliet
And we're still at a football score. 2 touchdowns, 4 field goals. Oh, little defensive.
Always want to keep
Defensive mishap there.
Yeah.
16-12. I always tell them if you don't know where your player is, sprint under the basket.
That
Turn
is a
around
good
and
place
look
to-
out and
that's a good
time.
place to look.
Yes. Popcorn machine is not a good place to look for him. Oh, Esther, nice take, but also a nice block by Cape Elizabeth.
Haley
Stewart. Enthusiastically cheering over there.
Yes. Sue used to call it peanut butter. She'd tell the kids, "You're the peanut butter, and the basket is one slice of bread, and your player is the other slice of bread." So
Interesting.
you be the peanut butter when they were there.
Never heard that.
I thought that was creative when they were
Yeah.
4th, 5th grade.
Hopefully there was no biting, as if it was a
No
peanut butter
biting.
and jelly sandwich.
Well, one time.
So Johnny and the Hurricane.
Johnny and the Hurricanes.
Because of all the hurricanes in the Deering area?
We decided to call ourselves the Hurricanes because our first gig was canceled by Hurricane Bob.
Oh, wow. 16, 12, 40 seconds left. Who else was in the band? Let's give them a shout out.
Well, my buddy Stevie Snoop Johns, his brother Patrick Ducky Johns, their dad gave him some funny nicknames and fun nicknames.
Billy Goodman on the vocals?
Billy Goodman was not
on the dance.
He was not in the. He was our manager. He was our point man. Got us set up a lot of gigs for us.
Set up the gigs.
And then
Negotiated the deals for it.
negotiated the deals. Yes. That was,
8 seconds left, 16, 12. Let's see if Greeley can get on the board here. I'm not sure we know how much time's left. 2, 1, it's going up. It's not going up. And after 2 periods, 16, 12. And we got a nice surprise here at halftime.
yes, we do. We're gonna have
Coach Todd Flaherty will be coming over.
We're gonna come over and we're gonna grill him about tonight's win.
Let's find out if he had a mullet back in the day.
You know, he wears the hair a little short now. I think he was pre-mullet though. I think he predated the mullet. He may have been a high and tight
His
guy.
hair-
We're trying to get his attention.
I understand he said no to the toupee.
We're gonna put him on the hot seat here.
We were going to get a 2-for-1 special, and both decided to pass on the toupee. Coach Flaherty, welcome.
Hey, great to be here.
First question: did you have a mullet back in the day? Is that part of your repertoire?
You know, there was
When you're playing
there
for
was a
Coach
rat
Maines.
tail there, but my mother called it a cowlick. That grew funny on the back of my head. But no,
Any
no
big
mullet.
hair back in the day? Did you have like the
it was
long?
pretty big, and it was
Yeah.
actually thick and fluffy.
Did
Was
you
it
ever
really?
Did you
Never
ever?
combed it. I mean, I just let
Well,
it go
what's the
however
point?
it went.
Did you wear the? Did you always have a comb in the back pocket in those days?
You know, I never used a comb. I went for the free flow.
Yeah.
I like that.
I wasn't a comber.
Yeah, just when you're that good looking, you don't need to brush your hair.
No, I got
That's-
pictures to prove it.
Coach, did you ever play in a rock and roll band?
No, I didn't. You
Did
know,
you know-
I'm more of the roadie guy. I would lug the stuff, but I have no musical ability.
So when all this is over, we could put the band back together. Johnny and the Hurricanes.
Be happy to play at halftime.
Play at halftime sometime. I would be able to offer nothing to. I would be able to
instrument is
contribute
on?
nothing.
Well, I didn't contribute much at all either. I was.
Well, they had a
I
good
was
gig
there for
going,
the,
but it was shut down. Their first gig was canceled because of Hurricane.
Hurricane Bob.
Hurricane
Well,
Bob.
You might remember that.
Boy, that's a dating.
I got my first real TV, like a big screen TV, which was probably 30 inches in those days, 35 inches maybe. It was a Hurricane Bob Martin special. It had stains all over it, but it was my first TV out of college to watch football and basketball, and I was pretty excited. It took myself and 2 other large men to get it up the stairs of my
been
Oh, was it
35
one of those boxes?
Those things weighed like
boxes? Yeah.
they
I
weighed
have one of those.
4,000 pounds.
You know, they've been naming hurricanes after women for about 35 years now, so you're really dating yourself. Bob must have been back in, like 1968 or something like
Daring
that.
High School, class of 33.
Oh, yeah, there you go. There you go.
So, Coach,
You thought he was going to come over here and talk about basketball.
as entertaining as this has been, the folks at home, the large crowd listening to us, the large audience, I'm sure would like to hear a little bit about your background. We talked a little bit earlier on, and I know you were played for Tommy Maine, so had to go to Morse High School. Grew up
Yes.
in Bath your whole childhood.
I did. Yep, I grew up in Bath. Lived in an old farmhouse on 17 High Street, so it was on one end of Bath, the south end. And we moved in town when I was about 15, I guess.
Proud town back in those days.
Yeah, we were pretty proud of ourselves. We played hard. I mean, we were kind of the underdog. We were a small Class A school back then. And
A booming town with all the shipbuilding jobs.
I think there were
obviously.
like 12,000 people working at the shipyard then, and there might be 4,500 now. Yeah, so it was a different kind of town, but yeah, it was fun. We played. There were hoops everywhere. That was one reason Coach Maines came. I had Coach Hamlin too for 3 years. Coach
Tony Hamlin?
Okay.
Yeah, it was in the
Pre-South
Basketball Hall of
Portland?
Fame. Yeah, before he went to South Portland, he left my senior class. That was his mistake to go to South Portland. I think he wanted to go ball.
Gave up the opportunity to coach you your senior year.
Yes, he did. It was a tough one. There were letters exchanged and stuff that we still. He has one he wrote to me, and I have one. I have one that he wrote to me, and he has one that he wrote I'm getting that confused.
We're back
we-
to-
we
exchanged letters. Okay. And yeah, it was.
We talked a little bit about
him.
the-
We love Coach Hamlin, but Coach Maines came in and he was kind of a different character, but he really he ramped us up a little bit.
Was that Coach Maine's first year coaching varsity basketball, or had he coached somewhere previously?
He had coached at Mexico
Okay.
in the 70s.
Okay.
That's where he started, and then when there was a Mexico high school.
Yep.
And then he went to Waterville for a number of years. I don't know how many. It wasn't maybe 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
And then the people in Bath recruited him to come down and
Did he win any state championships before Morris?
No. I
Good
think,
teams, but no state championships.
yeah, I think he was in a couple, regional finals kind of thing. I don't think he ever got to a state game before Morris. And
So then you went to the University of Maine.
Yeah, I went to UMaine. I was like a Division III basketball player that went to a Division I school. Yeah, I kind of hung up the basketball sneakers. I was dealing with a knee thing at that time, and I just didn't want to do all the work that it would take to play. And I ended up going to Maine and I don't regret that at all. I had a lot of fun with that.
Coach, what's the largest striped bass you've ever caught? And what was the technique? And tell us where you caught it too. A little map would be nice.
Okay, so I am a fish.
Did you put-
I'm a half a fisherman, so I'm going to tell you it was 36 inches. So it was
Nice
probably
fish.
like 32.
Yeah,
or
that's a
30.
good 29.
Yeah. It was about 36 inches, and it was the funny thing is, and I was live eels. And
So it wouldn't have been in the slot where you could keep it unless you cut the tail off.
Exactly, and I had probably, honestly, there was a 40-inch plus fish chasing that 36-incher to the
They
boat.
like those eels.
It was crazy. So the biggest
You like
fish.
handling the eels?
I hate the eels. I have the
Nasty.
burlap. Do you do the burlap gloves
Or
and all
saw?
that?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I hate the eels.
I like to put one end in my teeth, so I can hold it solid and get the hook on the other end.
Well, usually I bring like guys that don't like to fish or don't know anything about fishing, and they put the eels on the hook. That's their payment.
Bring your wife along to go fishing and help you with the eels.
Traditionally, it's I just throw the plastic lures out there because it's clean and easy, but you don't catch much, as you know.
So, Coach, when did you begin your coaching career?
Oh, let's see. So after I went to work for Chimbro and traveled all over the place, right out of college, so coaching wasn't in the cards. I think I was 31 when the Morse coach saw me sneaking into the gym and watching a lot of games. At that time, it was Brian Hatch. And he asked me to be his assistant, his varsity assistant the next year. Did that for a couple of years. Coached the freshman coach ended up taking Brian Hatch's job. I took the freshman job for about 9 years and loved that age group. I had a lot of fun. Yep. And then varsity coach changed again, and they asked me to apply for that. Coach Nelson got the job, Mike Nelson.
Terrific.
And
Terrific coach and
wonderful
terrific guy.
coach. Yeah. So he moved to town, and I was his assistant coach.
Now he goes to bed around 6:30 every night.
He does.
For
Yeah,
those that are at home that are interested, that it could be a late night for him sometimes.
I'll stay on that room. So he left, and then I ended up with a job for 5 years, and then from there, St. Dom's. Took some time off, and then started thinking about girls basketball being an option because just the radius of where I live, it just doubles the jobs. And really, when I came here, I had no idea who Anna DeWolf was or who Allie Clement was. I just was in the boys' world. I had no idea who the girls.
You know who Anna DeWolf is now?
I'm very familiar with Anna DeWolf and the Clements.
So Coach, you had a lot of success here. In fact, at senior, I didn't realize what the record was. I knew it wasn't a lot of losses. I know that loss last night is the only time I can remember us losing by double digits in 4 years.
I think that's right.
Maybe lose to South Portland by 9 or 10 freshman year.
I think South Portland got us.
Camille's freshman year, Anna's
10 or 12, 10 or 11 maybe.
Yeah. So what was the best really girls team you coached? If you had to put one of them on the court, give me the team and the starting five that you had.
I think Brooke would have been a junior. I think.
Anna senior.
I think so. I think Anna senior. I mean, although I'll tell you, when she was a junior, we played pretty well too. I don't know.
The
it's hard to
margin of
say.
victory was higher. Anna was a senior, Brooke was a junior, Camille was a sophomore. That's actually Yeah, that's the second year that they won.
Yes.
And Little Ball of Hate,
Yes.
and the Swiss Army Knife,
You know,
Julia Martell,
can't say enough about Matty Scott, and others. You know, you can't say enough about Fitzpatrick.
Fitzpatrick, absolutely. And the year before, Fitzpatrick and Emma Sperry was the center.
Yes.
The first year we were really good. When Anna was a sophomore, we had Molly, Chapin,
Train.
Isabel Powder, Train, and Brooke Obar was a freshman. That was a good team. We played some really
Knocked off Brunswick that year.
Brunswick got us
Then the next year, epic game. Really nice game when you guys were able to. You could feel the tension and the anxiety in that gym when you guys pulled that. And it was close in the first half, I remember.
Yes.
In fact, I think, if my memory serves me correct, we were only up by a point. We had, I think Anna stole the inbound pass going into halftime.
Yeah.
Scored, stole the inbound pass, scored again, and we went from either down 1 to up 3 or up 1 to up in massive momentum.
Yeah.
And it really, second half, we kind of, I wouldn't say we ran away with it, but ended up winning by 14 or something.
Didn't Brooke score Apollo in the third quarter or the second half?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think Camille had it going in the first half. Obar had it going in the second half.
I was just talking.
And Anna had it going in every half.
I know you have to get back to the game, but I was just talking to the Cape coach. You know, she looks for people that she doesn't have to guard as much. That's one thing that a lot of coaches do, so you can help on the better
Did you
players.
point me out?
No. She just said that, you know, for 3 or 4 years we haven't had anybody.
Right.
That's plenty of things for a coach.
That's compliment.
We'll let you get back to
Thank you, Coach. Thanks for the time.
Thank you. You guys are great on that.
We'll send your check in the mail. There's Emily Ferrelli with us. Ferrelli, that would have been a nice start. 12-16. And the track meet goes back the other direction. Tipped by Madison Babcock, but knocked in by, good job by
Ashley Ryer with the left-handed layup. Avery Bradley.
Ashley Judd would be one of my favorite actresses, by the way.
Ashley Judd, yes.
Diane Lane. That looks like they could be sisters, maybe.
Yes.
Nice hand by Kylie Clarker, no relation to Betty. And the ball is up and in. Nice shot. That was Butler, right?
Yes. Nick Butler played with
I figured you might
son AJ.
Let's just call her Nick's sister.
I don't think she'd like that, Coach. But she also is a very fine softball player, as I understand it. Yes.
That's good.
All right.
Nick is where? Emmanuel now? Endicott? One of those schools in Boston?
You know, I don't know. And Nick was one of those kids that got his senior year stolen by COVID. Outstanding baseball player. He was a sophomore and our son AJ was a senior and batted leadoff and just did an outstanding job. Started at shortstop.
Yes. I believe his mother was from Brunswick and went to school with my wife. I think the little dragon connection there.
There you go. Yep. We put that underneath.
Back out to Walker.
Missed that shot, but looks like she got bumped, but good job with the left hand.
Grace Callahan comes down with the rebound, and here comes Cape Elizabeth. We got a pretty competitive game here, 14-18, Rangers trail. Looks like most of the Cape Elizabeth, or some of the Cape Elizabeth varsity is still in attendance.
Just talking to their coach, he's got a 12-person roster, so seeing a lot of the kids that...
Nice shot by 3, and that is Ashley Ryer. And the score is now 14 to 20.
Ferrelli!
That was wavy.
Ferrelli, and you can see her smiling through the face mask on that one. 2017, Kate. 5:25 left.
That was at the edge of the zip code here.
That was a deep one.
Cumberland. I read the history of Cumberland recently, John. It was actually quite interesting. I'm dating myself because you don't read the history of any town until you get into the second 9 of your life. Something
that we would have found highly
just non-interesting when we were in our 20s and 30s.
It's interesting as you get older. I don't know what it is. I'm the same way, Brian. What did you learn about the history of this
A lot
town?
of good stuff. Actually, a lot about Chebeague Island. There was they built ice sloops out there. I'm sorry, granite sloops out there. So they would go up to Vinyl Haven and load up these stone sloops, they call them actually.
Okay.
And really fascinating thing. And I'll get back to the game in a second. But you notice there's a Sturtevant Road and a Sturtevant Island. Yes. Privateer Sturtevant was hired by the United States in the War of 1812. We had very little military at that time after the Revolutionary War, rebuilding. And so private citizens basically said, I'll go fight the British. And the rule is, to the victors goes the spoils.
Okay.
So Mr. Sturtevant, I think Elijah was his first name, was an absolute dominant, butt-kicking privateer, and captured many British ships. He had a fast boat and an aggressive crew, and became an extremely wealthy man because of the War of 1812. He owned essentially all of Broad Cove and Cumberland and Sturtevant Island. After the war, just because he was bored and wanted some adventure, took his ship to Portugal, loaded it up with merino sheep, and raised sheep on Sturtevant Island, just for something to do.
Wow.
Back to the basketball game.
That's really
Probably shouldn't
no,
ask.
that's really interesting.
And there still is a Sturtevant Island and Sturtevant Road. Nice inbound play by dialed up by Beth Carlton. And was that Crocker that laid that in?
That was. Yeah.
Nice pass. I didn't see who that was, but it was an excellent pass too. 1920. We got a bond.
About Sturtevant loaded up with his sheep. Not to Portugal.
Imagine with no GPS, no electronics.
Just the bravery and the toughness of that generation is just incredible. The Ryer sisters move the ball, and Juliet Moore with a little turnaround in the lane.
And they extend the lead a little bit. It's 19-22. Kate Hester for a three. Oh, that looked pretty on.
It did. She's got a great release, nice high release. There's a ball chance to go in.
Ball tipped out of bounds by Cape and back to Greeley. Just to clarify, I was not there for any of the War of 1812.
You didn't show up until World War I.
Nor the sheep
Transportation.
Ball's good. No basket. I don't believe there are any sheep left out there, but I will tell you that there were 2 goats on Cow Island there most of the summer to eat poison ivy. Goats eat poison ivy. They just leave them out
does
there.
not affect them. Wow.
It affects them dietarily. They love the taste, and wow, I've yet to see one of them itching. 25. Great try, Zeta Smith, and cuts the lead to 22-21.
We got an excellent game here, Brian. 3 minutes left in the third. Rangers with a great comeback here. See if they can finish the deal. Kate playing with, looks like 7 JV players.
Yeah, they're all going to get a good workout. Some of them played some varsity minutes too.
They
I think
are,
they'll be able to sleep okay tonight, but that's how you get better.
That's how you get better, and you wonder if the Rangers subbing in and out may have an advantage here in the later in the game.
And to ask Coach Flaherty if he thought he could win an arm wrestling contest with Beth Carlton. I'm saying Coach Carlton might be able to crush him.
Oh, great move by Hester using the pivot foot.
Actually, I'll take Flaherty on the arm wrestling. I'll take Carlton on the one-on-one in the post.
I thought you were going to say staring contest.
Definitely.
Oh, turn around in the lane.
Smith falls, and fortunately she's not hurt. I had a bad feeling the way she went down. It didn't look good, but she's right back up.
Oh, great feed. Great find underneath.
That was a good pass.
And Sabine Seitz is going to have...
Yeah, from Asia Kelman. Kelman, nice job seeing the floor. And
excellent showing by the freshman class. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 freshmen.
3 sophomores.
Yeah.
What position does Forelli play in softball?
She played third base her freshman year. Did a nice job over there. We had to move Lindsay to catcher. Lindsay played catcher her freshman year, but no one wanted to catch.
Nobody ever wants to catch, right? Hard on the knees.
Hard on the knees.
Dirt.
You get hit in the
head.
hands and the shoulders
Thumbs.
and the arms, and
But
it's an important position.
yeah, important and sign of grit too. No one that's soft or weak is playing catcher.
Yep.
Who's your favorite Red Sox catcher of all time?
Well, that's a tough one. I when I was a kid, it was, of course, it was Carlton Fisk. But how can you not love Jason Varitek?
Yeah, I might have to go with Varitek over Fisk, and some Red Sox fans might hate me for that, but boy, Varitek and the fact that he
I just liked it when he pounded
took
A-Rod.
down A-Rod, it was enough to push him over the top, I guess. That was a heck of a fun World Series, that first one.
We're pushing Zimmer to the ground.
Oh gosh. Sights front of the rim. I was a full-blown Red Sox baseball all-in fan for a little while there.
Is that right? Yeah.
Just I think everybody.
Oh yeah,
everybody
so
in New
fun.
England was. Wow! How about the breakaway speed by Smith? I'm sorry, Kelman, Asia Kelman. Whoa!
She really closed.
I thought that was Secretariat for a second.
He must have got her before the shot.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think
Well,
so.
that's fortunate for the Rangers there.
Yeah.
But excellent hustle.
Yeah.
Really, just stopping a layup there. She had an easy layup.
Streaked by, kind of like Kate Smith or Kate Hall. Lauren Hester, no relation to Annika Hester of Falmouth. At least I don't believe.
Monica Hester is a very fine basketball player, but she's a volleyball player.
Yeah, going to, I believe, San Diego State. Nice job. Right on cue. The Hesters representing over here.
Rangers have the lead, Brian.
First time, that's first lead of the night, I believe, isn't it, John?
Yes, it is.
John and the Hurricanes. Johnny or
That would
John?
make
Johnny and the Hurricanes.
great drive, man.
Emma Phillips Villa.
And right, just like that, the Capers heavily. This is a fun game here.
You got 3 names like that, probably something good is going to happen. Robert Newhouse, and she goes down. Boy, bodies are flying everywhere.
There's no calling this. They must have an order in at Pat's Pizza.
Remember Robert Newhouse, John?
I do remember
His number.
Are you talking about number 44 for the Dallas
Well
Cowboys?
done. He's a miniature version of Earl Campbell, basically. I wouldn't say miniature, but smaller version.
That was a position you just don't see anymore. That fullback,
And they don't pay for fullbacks.
They don't.
They just don't give them any money. What a long 3 by 20.
head injuries with that
Yes.
position.
The last, you might guess who my favorite team is, but Moose Johnston was just a human battering ram for 12 years, maybe 10 years. I don't know how many years he played.
Good buddy that played football at Syracuse. He's younger than Moose, but that was a featured position at
Yes.
Syracuse. Moose.
Hopefully Emmett Smith is taking care of his healthcare costs.
My goodness, I know. And he's a very successful guy, Moose Johnson.
Yeah, I think he's a bright guy.
Yeah. Good announcer, broadcaster, but he's also been very successful in business.
That's good. I know
Haley
Roger,
Stewart.
I know Roger Staubach was a really successful real estate
Drew
guy.
Pearson, he's also very successful.
Hester in the left hand. I really love how she switches the ball in the left hand.
Yeah, she really is very adept at both with her left hand and right hand.
Yeah. Kate rotates it to the top of the key for 3, and it's long. Here comes Stewart. Forgot one thing. Started to go, decided to change, and held off on the dribble.
Sometimes you see that open court in front of you, and you just want to take off. Oh, nice steal.
And Braley can take the lead again. Let you
Just to get it off.
Coach Carlton explaining that even though you had a wide open layup, you
Stop and pop there.
pop was the only option. Tough to be going full speed, have the presence to know how much time's on.
We talked about that a little bit before when you, with no fans in the stands. A lot of times the fans will be yelling, "Shoot it!" They don't hear the coach,
true.
you know.
True.
No one in the gym. If sometimes you get your head down, you're not looking at the clock.
Yes.
24-23. We got ourselves a excellent ball game here. We've learned a lot about
A lot of
both of us, Brian. Your love of Cumberland history and the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
My frequent trips to the bathroom.
One of the interesting things about that Cumberland book is that it gives you addresses and some photos. There are a lot of houses that you drive by, and they're still there.
Still there,
They're one of the
yeah.
first houses.
Yeah.
There's actually, if you know where, if you know just beyond Tuttle Road on 88,
Yep.
there's a stone. Have you ever seen that stone?
Yep.
That's Spears Hill. There used to
Okay.
be a shipbuilding. There's a shipbuilders there back in the day. And George Washington was our first president, obviously.
Yep.
He hired Ben Franklin to be the Postmaster General of the United States and commissioned a road from Boston to Eastport, Maine. Mm-hmm. Every mile, they put a stone. It was called
Yes.
the King's Highway.
Yes.
Interesting that they called it the King's Highway since they were trying to get
Yes,
away from the king.
the English, yes.
And every mile, there's a marker, BOS, mile 1, mile 2. One of the 4 or 5 remaining ones is at almost across from Tuttle Road on Route 88. And you can still see I believe it's the B, can't really see the O and the S, and you can see 120, I think it's 128 miles or something like that.
Okay.
Most of it you can see, and there's a little plaque explaining it.
Okay.
There's also one on Middle Road, which I haven't found yet.
Yeah,
maybe tonight.
I think
maybe 3 o'clock when you get up tonight morning. I'll go
there with my flashlight.
Might get arrested.
See
But
what's going on. Get off my property. Eisenhower again.
24-23.
Oh, nice use of the pivot.
Yeah, it was.
there.
And, whoa,
Smith is fast. She
Asia's
is
got
fast.
some jets. Goes off the back of somebody's leg.
That is a Larry Bird trick shot. You know, that was a great job just collecting herself and stopping. And
That's going on my highlight reel.
That's a great job. Oh, we got the hand in the passing lane.
Carlton slips the press on, catches Cape off guard. Doesn't lead to points, but nice shot. It's 25-24 Greeley.
I'm really impressed with the athleticism of Kelman.
Totally agree. I
Fast.
noticed it a little bit last night, but I'm noticing it more tonight.
Yeah.
Curious what she had for breakfast. Thinking I might feed it to my kids.
Yeah.
And Stanley today.
Yeah. Your dog.
Oh, kid takes the lead back. It's 26-25. Nice play. That was number 4 for Cape Elizabeth and Juliet Moore.
Oh, just missed. Smith did another great drive just off the side of the rim.
Asia Kelman came to
I'm sorry,
play.
that was Kelman with the shot.
Kelman. Kelman's got the energy of Allie Reed.
She does. She
They're
does.
cousins. They kind of look alike.
I gotta see. She's interested at all in playing softball.
Yeah, I could see her stealing some bases.
Mike Crockett, good help defense there.
Little center fielder.
Yeah.
She's got some ups too. Maybe we should. I hate to have competition for you, but maybe a high jump.
Yeah, I'd say any coach would take her
Yeah.
across.
Is she a freshman also?
She is. Yeah, it's a good freshman group here. She's out.
And off to the races, she's got somebody ahead. She's got 3 ahead, as it turns out. Hester misses it, and guess who jumps above the pack? None other than Asia Kelman. But the ball goes out of bounds on Greeley, and it's 25-26. Capers cling to a 1-point lead. We have a hair issue on the court.
There is a hair issue. She's.
Coach Eisenhower, I was going to offer your assistance, John.
I do not have a hair clip on me, Brian. I usually do carry one.
2 summers in college you worked in the beauty parlor? Or just
Actually,
one?
they didn't let me cut the hair.
More of a stylist.
I was more of a sweeping the floor.
Gotta work your way. Ball's out of bounds, and it goes back to Cape Elizabeth. I have a feeling it's
26,
possible that the
25.
locks on our doors will be changed when we get home tonight for embarrassing our families.
Yes, I think I've
we
got
have.
strike 2 and strike 3.
You might be up to strike
Yes,
5.
I might be wearing the collar, which is 3 strikeouts in a
We have a
game.
finished basement that's pretty comfortable, and you're welcome to stay down there. If
I was
I'm
gonna
not-
say we
if
actually
I'm not locked out.
we had a bed set up and a bureau. We had a Sea Dog player stay with us.
Oh, wow.
Here, so we
That
got a
must
whole
be fun.
setup for you.
This
Brian,
summer,
if you
or-
want. It was two summers ago. Unfortunately,
That's fun.
because of minor league baseball was canceled last year because of the pandemic. But
Nice left hand.
Hester.
Hester's got a really nice left hand and right, so it really takes the lead 27-26.
Great body control. And Hester. Oh, and a steal by Kelman. And one.
Nice shot. And that
And one,
sends the
they're counting
lead.
the
It's a
basket.
3-point lead, could be 4. You did say body control, not potty control. Correct?
That's right. I was talking about myself. I
hear
would
the
say the
word.
latter. 29-26. This is just too much fun, Brian. Is there another game after this?
This could be our last game.
Ever.
And it may not be our decision, by
I
the
just
way.
talked in the middle of the foul shot, and thank goodness. The putback is good.
It all worked to our advantage.
I apologize for the entire...
the lead to 5. Oh, I feel like it should be 7. We got a little foul on Greeley.
Greeley's opened things up now, folks. 31-26 with 5:28 left to play.
It's interesting. The referees have they have their whistles underneath the masks. I'm just
Yeah,
realizing. I guess I should have thought of that.
that's a good observation, Brian. Oh, well done.
He's got some mojo. Beth Coffey's got him humming on all cylinders right now, and it's 33-26 Rangers.
Ranger basket.
And guess who? Asia Kelman.
Great job by Zeta Smith on that drive.
Elizabeth calls their 19th timeout.
They only have 7 players, so they give them a couple extra. 33-26. Each team with 3 team fouls, Brian. I wasn't looking at the scoreboard. I would have said there would be more fouls.
Yeah, pretty clean, I guess.
Very interesting though. With the referees, every with the pandemic, we got to figure out different ways of doing things, and those referees are wearing those masks with the whistles underneath. I can't imagine that can be super comfortable. It's gonna be difficult enough running with a whistle in your mouth and then
sure.
throw a mask over the top of it.
What's the expression? Necessity is the mother of invention?
That's right. That's right. Did you make that up, Brian?
I did not make that up. I wish I had something like that. Just one thing.
Just one thing.
I'm 52 years old. I just would like one thing that's an original. I got time.
I'm watching this Kelman with the ball, and Allie was so skilled, but I just remember Allie was so fast with the basketball. She was one of the fastest players I've ever seen, sprinting down the court in control. And boy, if we can get some production out of if the Kelman can be something of that,
It's a nice weapon if you have it. I've heard about it.
There she is!
Right on cue. Yeah, she has a good job. Nice control. That looked a little bit like the little ball of hate, Julia Martell. Kelman's a little taller, but
Got that
Julia
quickness that
Martell
Julia had, right?
had some speed. Whoa.
Oh, great steal. Oh, and a great bounce pass.
Really good ball movement.
Oh, excellent.
That's a highlight reel
for the
play
basket.
too.
A steal and 2 passes.
You mentioned Allie and speed. I remember when she was young, she didn't play much soccer. She played a couple years and didn't. And we would joke that she's probably going to get to that loose ball first, but we have no idea what's going to happen when she gets to it.
Yeah. But she certainly settled into her skill set and was able to use that as a real threat. Great job by the Rangers. Now they've opened up a 37-26 lead
This
with
will be interesting to
4:07
see
left.
sorry, John, if Coach Carlton dials it back a little bit, or just wants to make sure we get a good possession. Why not that?
The Take a color play all.
Esther knocks it in. I gotta tell you, 21. Asia Kelman she's getting my MVP award in this game.
Played
Terrific. I mean, we had a lot of players play well. Avery Butler.
Yeah, that's tough. Yeah, he had to look at it, but boy, I think the Greeley player might have been inside, but when in doubt, it's a jump ball. Possession arrow goes to the Rangers. Yeah. 39-26.
Boy, for a game that was there more than a 3-point separation the whole first 3 quarters?
Yeah.
And Greeley's extended it here. And you got to wonder if fatigue's playing a little bit of a role for K-Bite 7 players and some that played a few varsity minutes.
Greeley's really stepped up the defensive pressure here in the second half.
Yes. Kelman feeling it, lets it fly.
And this is one of those learning experiences. Now you're up by 13 points. You know, how do you protect the lead?
I would sometimes call timeout with younger teams at times like now. And not so
settle
much
them down,
not so much to win the game, but also just to explain time
the situation
and score and why a shot that maybe 10 minutes ago was a fine shot wouldn't be such a good shot today or right now. Reminding them that you don't need to score to win. We do need to rebound and defend, and not telling them not to play, not telling them not to shoot, but
what kind of shots to look for, what kind of shots to take in this situation, type of risks to take or not to take. 2:43 left.
Don Briggs coached a lot of good firecracker teams, and when he coached my oldest, Allie, occasionally he would call her over as the point guard and have her face away from the scoreboard and ask her what the score and time was. First couple times, I don't think she had any idea. And he kept doing that, so she got to the point that she always knew how much time was left and whether we were up or down. It's kind of a good point guard.
I got
training.
Like a quarterback and probably quarterback of the court.
39-36. Back of the rim for Ryer.
Which Ryer is Laura.
She's had a good both of Ryers, and Bob
Julia
Villa's daughter has had a nice game too.
Is that really Bob Villa? I'm not sure if you're being serious or not.
And Cape Elizabeth on the fast break. It's a 1-on-3. Nice little turnaround. Left the basket as if she was done. Greeley players eased up and turned around, but it was short. So I think Greeley has this one pretty well in hand.
39-26.
Outstanding fourth quarter. And it really was only in the last 3 minutes or so that they pulled ahead.
It was 16-9 at one point for Cape was winning. Juliet Moore, all in the pass. Careful on those wing passes. Schuleman, Esther with the fake, a runner in the lane.
Don't call me Betty gets the rebound and kicks it out to guess who? Asia Kelman. Take a risk of Zeta
Smith.
Oh, I'm sorry, Smith.
Say that again, Coach.
I'm so used to saying Kelman's name. People with this coach is one of those names that we could reverse the first and last name if you wanted to. Anderson York, or it could be York Anderson.
York Anderson, yes.
Last name.
Yes.
Maybe goes by Andy. Andrew. A Money.
A Cash. Why
Like
not?
that one. Why not?
$1:14 left in the game. 41-26 Rangers.
That's the first mistake that Kelman's made all night. She dropped a water bottle over there.
Clank in the building. Oh!
Stewart enthusiastically cheering with less than a minute left. Rebounded by 13 for Cape Elizabeth. And that is Cora Johnson. She played a few varsity minutes too, I believe.
Yep. Lonely Moore.
Nice defense by Olivia Paradis. Oh, here comes Don't Call Me Betty.
Saw that.
Nice all the
She's got
way.
good speed too. Good dribbler.
She's got good instincts, good speed, and I hope she doesn't mind that I called her Don't Call Me Betty. She probably doesn't know who Betty Crocker is.
No, we do though.
But the old crowd does.
We've
She
visited.
doesn't play like Betty Crocker.
No, she doesn't.
She plays more like Ian Crocker.
The swimmer? Yes.
I assume he could play basketball.
Yes, I'm
He's a
sure.
good
He was
athlete.
tall.
Yeah.
6'5".
Was he that tall?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Being long is so many sports. Swimming for sure. Basketball, volleyball. I guess other than being a jockey, maybe field hockey. Being long might be not made of the advantage. It is in ice hockey though, right?
Yes, Chara.
Yeah, maybe next time around we'll get more height.
43-26 is the final. Great comeback by the Greeley Rangers.
I tell you, they were down, John. Correct me if I'm wrong. 8-2. It was 4-2 at one point because we made the joke about the football safeties.
Right. Yep.
And I believe they got up 10-2.
We had a 14-9, I think, right? We talked about that.
That's right.
I think it might have actually gone to 16-9.
Yeah, we commented a little bit on the start not being the same in the JV game as the varsity game. But credit Beth Carlton and her crew over there. Good energy, good noise. I mean, actually, it sounds weird, but teams that talk on defense and are cheering, it gives you extra energy. And they kind of hung in there with Cape and battled back. And then the fourth quarter, they made a really nice run. A lot of fast break, extra passing, and I don't know. We got 3 or 4 layups in the course of 3 minutes, maybe.
Yeah.
And the game that changed the game. That little spot.
One
Spurt.
particular play here, we had 2 passes and an easy layup. Really, really well done. Future is bright for the.
Sue Obar is asking us if we could stay online until 11. Apparently, there are a lot of comments. People are pleading for us to continue. They are not. One more. Play one more.
Go home.
Johnny and the Hurricanes.
Sue is giving us the
She wants us
the stop talking international sign for stop talking.
leave them wanting more. Don't.